What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Um, I'm just up and about. My kids are getting ready for school. I'm just sitting here playing my Elden Ring game and just taking it easy. And of course, I always get PTSD. That comes with the territory of being ex-military, being a soldier. I don't normally always go into detail about my life. You know what I'm saying? But I saw a video on a fellow content creator, um, Super Sly 75, and it scared the shit out of me. It scared the shit out of me. In my time in my career, I have been stabbed. I have been to a whole egregious amount of stuff in my life on the battlefield and in my line of work of doing bodyguard, security. A lot of my profession deals with guns and knives and combatives. I do my job proficiently, and I take every threat seriously. That's why when I talk about combatives, I'm telling you stuff because I'm going on. I'm telling you things off of that. I've been cut across in the face, sliced in the face, sliced across the eyes. I'm telling you, um, I have scars all over my body. Like, believe me, like I have scars from fights. I know what a knife can do. I've been stabbed plenty of times. Even Batman knows knives get through Kevlar, which that's what he wears. And to this day, I get triggered. I get easily triggered when I get close around or see someone pull out a knife. This is why a lot of people be saying stupid shit like, "Oh, she had a knife. He could have easily wrestled it out of her hand." No, you're stupid. You're a fool. I'm telling you, y'all don't know what knives can do. There's a reason why I always hear this goofy talk about this, and it's called the 21-foot rule. I need to look it up. It was made in the 80s, 1980s. Like, there's a reason why that rule exists. Literally, to this day, most of the time you will be taught that rule, even when you're dealing with close quarters, especially corridors, um, going into tight corridors, going around corners, staircases. Uh, there's a reason why when we say put down the weapon, put down the fucking weapon. I'm not saying a nice. Yeah, I always hear this goofy shit. You could have found an easier way to say it. No, I want you to understand that my intent now is to destroy you. I had to learn the hard way. To this day, I still remember what happened to my partner when we were out there. We out there. I'm gonna show y'all. I want y'all to understand. I'm gonna show y'all something. Okay? I'm gonna show y'all something. To this day, even with all the technology that we have, anybody combatives, we fear this more than we fear this. Don't get me wrong. When they say who brings a gun to a knife fight, I'll tell you right now, I keep these on me If I have to, I would keep this on me faster than that every time. Because I've seen in a hallway, this guy is more scarier than this guy. I've seen dudes with firearms run from this guy. This guy will cut you up. See that? My hand sometimes still tingles. Sliced me up pretty good. Look how deep it went. That's down into the bone. Hello. Almost cut off my finger. Because I was reckless. I was stupid. That's why I always think people are goofy when they always say, it was just a knife. You're crazy. I know what just a knife can do. The person with a knife, we were two soldiers. We were going to detain them. We were walking up on him. We were naive. We went and pulled out our sidearm. He had his knife. He had his knife down. He had a knife like this. He had a knife like this. And I'm going to show y'all. He had a knife like this. I kid you not. And he had it down on his side. And you was tell him, Wadrega. Wadrega. I mean, stop. And I said, hey, man, come on, put down the knife. And when he, boom, 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 it was so smooth. Because we were running and fumbling back while he was slashing. Listen, slashing like this, I don't care who you think you are, these things are going to do some damage. A slash getting into your flesh is going to start tearing away at you. I've had these things, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Let me listen. I've been cut up by some knives, y'all. I've had some knives done to me. I'm telling you. And I wear Kevlar gloves. Kevlar gloves don't do shit as fast as technology become, ain't gonna do shit against a good knife. You have some knives that are made to slice into brick, steel. Nick will tell you. They have some damn good knives. A lot of people be laughing at these gas station knives. Police officers take these very seriously. Security guards take this very seriously. We do not play around. Y'all think, oh, these made in China knives don't do shit? You a damn lie. I done seen these things. These things have killed more people. There have been more knives to kill more people than guns. Y'all can say that's a myth. You're full of shit. You had a dude running around a college campus with a knife. Ain't nobody could get to him. Don't get me wrong, a gunman can get some stuff done, but I can promise you this guy right here, if he's running around, he's going to get some stabs off. It's not loud. Promise you. This person gets into a crowd, the havoc that they can wreak. This right here, you can grab that guy. This right here, ain't nobody trying to grab the guy with the knife. You will freak out every time. And I've been to some mosh pits where this guy gets in. I've seen them done put it between the pants legs. I've seen women done take this thing, fold it, put it up in their vagina, put razors in their mouth, put it between their cleavage. These things get in. It's a bad day for everybody. And so I've had it. Whereas when you get this in, you can get a gun in, move in, aim. But if somebody with a knife runs up on you and starts slashing, listen, yeah, this is why you always have the 21-foot rule. You don't stop shooting until you see this drop to the ground. I'm shit you not. And if they still have it in their hand and they're on the ground and they still got to clinch, listen, they are still a threat. Hear me when I say this. If a person with a knife has it in their hand and it is still firmly clenched, they're on the ground, they still have fight in them. They can still get a stab off. They can still stab you in your foot. If they cut here in your ankle, and they cut right here, they got you. They stab you right here on your main veins, they got you. Hit you anywhere up here. Under your armpit, they got you. You have way more extremities on your arms, on your legs. If somebody cuts you right here, you're done. You're done. If I take this knife right here and slice you under here, you can't walk, buddy. I watched a girl slice a grown man under right here and watch him being doggone 6'3", go to the ground. How did a 5'3", 5'4" girl take down a grown man by stabbing him right here? And what's crazy about it, she started stabbing him up in his leg. When I watched my battle buddy get his stomach, because when the Kevlar sliced under, when it sliced under and hit his belly like this, his stomach spilled open. Only thing that was keeping it in was he had clothes on. The fabric from the clothes was keeping his guts in. He just fell to the ground. And I freaked out. I wished on everything. That night, I still get goosebumps and scared just even talking about it, because knowing that motherfucker got up on us because of our naivety, that we literally let him get within the 21 kill zone. It is a kill zone. That's why people be acting all stupid. I get pissed off when I hear people saying, "Oh man, like it's two of y'all, just one of them." I'm like, bullshit, bruh. When you got a weapon, bruh, superior firepower always sees the day. I'm sorry if a woman had a knife, I'm boxing the fuck out of her, or I'm not holding back. You have a weapon. If a man has a knife, best believe I'm going to try to kill you. I don't give a damn. Mess me with these rules. I'm trying to tell you right now, you can go pull up horror story after horror story after horror story what a knife can do. And I can promise you, go ahead, you can go ask Nick Taylor, go ask Super Slide, go ask anybody who actually been or done or has any type of existence. I look at the scars and cuts on a lot of people. Men and women. I got scars on my face, all on my body. I've been shot at, stabbed. I've had a lot of things happen. And combatives, one of the most and scariest ordeals to be in is a knife or in a knife altercation. You know what they always tell? What is the one rule they tell you in a knife altercation? Expect to get cut. Expect to get stabbed. This is not no John Wick, Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme. This is not no 90s or any of those movies where you see somebody like, listen, motherfucker, shit gets real. If somebody, worst case scenario, if somebody does have a knife, right? The best thing you can do, if you have a jacket or a hoodie or something already like a cloth already, that's the best thing you can do. Put this motherfucker on your hand, on your arm. So at least if the motherfucker slashes onto this, because they're going to hit something. At least, and I'm telling you, y'all think BMT be telling y'all some shit. I'm telling y'all some real street. I'm telling y'all some real knife fighting shit. At least if you have a rag or a cloth and you can get it on that motherfucker. This is something that not just a drill instructor told me, but a goddamn dude in prison. Why do you think dudes in prisons literally put stuff on their arms when they fight other people with knives? Why do you think? Listen, man, I'm telling y'all, I've had the best tell me on how to deal with knife threats. One of my good battle buddies out there in the street, literally, this dude literally has already been he's been arrested. He explained to me, hey, he said, Joe, he watched me one time. I dealt with somebody with a knife. He saw me freaking out. He said, you can't be afraid of getting stabbed, buddy. You can't be afraid of that. It's going to happen. How you deal with the knife is on how you're going to be able to survive. So whenever I deal with a knife, listen, you got the forward, where you can always keep the distance, get stabbed. So right here. Whenever I box or whenever I'm fighting, I always hold a knife like this. So if I'm punching, my knife is being punched with. So whenever I punch, I'm ripping. I learned this from a French dude. If you ever notice, some people when they fight, they boxing with their knife down. So if they box and you try to block them, guess what they're going to automatically do? They're going to rip into you, and they can rip out. I'm telling you, bro. I listen, man. I've been doing this for a while. Ain't no such thing as a fair one in a fight. No such thing as a fair one in a fight. That's why whenever I go out there, I always keep my gloves. I always keep gloves on me. I always bring my gloves, or I always try to cover up my arms. Y'all got this type of naivety. I be hearing, well, maybe you could have shot for the foot or shot for the hand. And don't get me wrong, yes. Some people rarely. It is a rare. I'm telling you, it's a rarity. You can ask anybody who's ever dealt with knives, who's ever people. Ask Charles. Ask anybody. Ask Nick. Ask any of the medics. Shout out to any of the medics that we have out here. Shout out to any of the medical people. You will have more people that will come into the urgent care, the ER, the hospital from knives more than guns. More people are in the ER or in the hospital from knives than they are from guns. I can promise you, there are more people that go in from knife stabbings than they do from getting shot. And it's harder to close up and deal with a knife. Because guess what? A knife, you got to sew it up. Depending on what they cut. Did they cut an artery? What vein did they cut? Because you can't ever, I mean, once you start slicing and severing veins, it's hard. Ooh, I know. Stab somebody, twist the blade, do some damage. But I remember watching my partner with his stomach sliced open. Shout out for my senior. Shout out for my sergeant. He shot the man, put 9 rounds into him. When he put 9 rounds into him, I'm telling you right now, the man still had a knife in his hand, still trying to slice. He shot him 2 more times. When that man was still holding that knife, he just dropped the fucking knife. I couldn't. He said, son, what did I tell you about knives? His blood is on your fucking hands because you were too arrogant to take a knife. Listen, right, I'm telling you right now, you can have all the Kevlar you want. It's not stopping knives. You still have open extremities for you to have to maneuver your body armor. You still have open extremities. You're like, well, what do you mean? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm trying to show you some stuff. Okay. Even when you wear vests, right here, this joint right here, right? Don't want to stab too deep into it. Right here, getting stabbed in here. Rip on down. They stab in and twist. What's going on, Big Duke? Shout out to Big Duke. I've seen plenty of people with firearms stab right here. See that vein? All they have to do, plunge it down into here. There's not enough covering. Most people who wear body armors will tell you a lot of people do not wear coverings for their neck. There is a plate covering, but a lot of people don't wear it. Stomach. Most vests only go right here. You slice under here. Right here. Right here. Ooh. See that right there? You hit that. You can't pull no trigger. See that right there? Anybody know anything about that? When you see those little stupid videos where they're talking about slicing right here, nah. Slice horizontal. Or you're gonna go from here on down. Trying to let y'all know, man. Ask anybody. The biggest man. Shout out to Big Duke. I probably gotta get back with Duke. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't be taking knives seriously like that, man. Get hit right here. All this right here, got vein. Y'all fellas know if a woman cuts y'all anywhere between your close to your groin, do you know how much time you got before you bleed out and die? I'd rather be shot than stabbed. Because depending on where they stab you, that's it. And if they slice it up good, then I'm telling y'all these things, but this is where I've seen a lot of men and women. I've seen a lot of men die within a few minutes, actually a few seconds. A woman stab you. If a woman gets a man anywhere from his knee, get him right here, you're done. You're done. You're done. We have a thing. We have a thing in the knife world, right? What you want to do, you fight somebody, stab them in the kneecap, and twist. You pop the ball. Stab in here, twist, pop the ball. The knee joints are no good. They'll never be able to walk the same. You can always shoot them in the knee. You can. You get a lot more done with these. To this day, like I said, man, that video that Super Sly had shown with the 21-foot rule, I'm telling you right now, man. I'm telling you right now. That gave me shivers. That had me on my PTSD. Because I can tell you right now, you know what I'm saying? I don't fear these. I don't. I don't fear these. These things right here, I ain't afraid of that. Get somebody with this right here, better watch out. They about to be surgical as a motherfucker with you. It costs $10. $10. You only need this much of a blade to kill somebody. You only need this much. If that, it's really this. But this right here, that's why. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Why you think? Hey, people don't even care. Listen, Mike will tell you. Let somebody pull out a box cutter. Y'all better go look up the statistics about what knives. What's one of the most what's one of the most easiest things that they have in prison that you worry about? A shank. Somebody making a blade. Trying to tell y'all right now, man. I've been sliced up good plenty of times. I've had plenty of partners sliced up. Some even dead. A lot of domestic violence, knives. A lot of domestic violence and crimes of passion, knives. Knives. I'm trying to tell y'all, knives. Knives. Knives will get you. Somebody grab a knife, you take them for granted. You get naive with them. Promise you. All they got to do is bury that right in your chest, bury it in your liver, your stomach, your back. I don't play these games. That's why they tell you. That's why they tell you watch. That's why a lot of people don't like getting too close to people on subway carts or on the buses. Those are tight places. How did it take over the plane? And back then in 9/11, they had blades, they had knives. You can get a lot done with a knife. Trained properly, you can probably get a lot. You can get a, and you don't even have to be. No, we ain't talking about like no high speed, Navy SEAL, Green Beret. I'm just talking about you just gotta know what you're doing. You can get a lot done in a room with that blade. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Y'all be thinking people be overreacting when they be seeing knives. No, because a lot of people out there in the field, we know what they can do. We've seen what they can do. We know how much more damage they can do. Hell, to be honest, a lot of us rather get shot than get stabbed. I know I would rather. Hey, bro, just shoot me, bro. Y'all could plop that out. Hit by a 22. Been hit by a 22. Just shot him arm. I've been shot before. I'd rather deal with getting shot than getting stabbed. I'm just telling y'all right now. BMT don't mind showing y'all these things. I've been shot and stabbed. I will take shooting for 100, Bob. Tell you right now. I had a girl. She pulled out a knife. Think like just about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Pulled out a knife. We said, put down that knife before we kill you, bitch. They're like, oh my God. Y'all got 2 to 3 guns drawn on her. She just has a knife. Chill out. Y'all need to chill out. That girl was holding that knife and pointing that knife directly at us 3 men. A female officer off duty saw us and said, y'all did the right thing. Had she got close to y'all, she would have started stabbing y'all. I was 3 grown, trained men. We pulled them guns out and we were ready. If that broad had stepped one more foot closer within the kill to destroy zone, because we don't say kill, we say destroy. It's called the kill zone, but we destroy a target. Go away. When somebody tells you put down the knife, you most likely want to do it. You want to do it. Now, other people may be like, nah, hell no. Okay. Play with your life, but that is considered a deadly weapon. And then in that of court, it ain't gonna be looked at any other type of way. Because a lot of people in law would tell you about the cases with a knife. There's no way you could try to downplay that of a knife and a gun. A knife, they're not going to downplay it. You will do some time with that knife. There are plenty of knives in lockup right now. So, trying to tell a lot of people early in this morning, everyone wanted to take a knife seriously. Every time I look at my hand, I could probably be with just 9 fingers right now. What's up? Alonzo will tell you. Alonzo knows about the street. You'll get more charger you get more charger on a knife charge than a gun. Yes, you will. J Lock will tell you. You will catch more charges for a knife than you will with that gun. Listen, people know. People know. J Lock drives truck. Alonzo's been out there in the street. You listen, majority of us know there's a knife close by. Somewhere. Most truckers carry knives on them. A lot of men, when I was up north, a lot of men have blades on them. A lot of women keep blades on them. Women keep blades in their purses. The areas I know and I've been to and I walked through, yep. A dude is more afraid of a knife than a gun. People would much rather be shot than stabbed. Yep. Time to tell you. Listen, I don't make listen, bro. I know these things, bro. You know, do y'all know what a knife can do in a club? In a bathroom? Y'all know what a knife can do when there's a bunch of fellas in a hallway? That will always be the number one fear. He got a knife. You don't know where the knife is at. All you hear is people moving and somebody is being slashed or being stabbed at. And you're going to get stabbed. I remember that. I was at a party. Guy had a knife. People were running. People were running outside, getting outside. What I did was take my jacket and I threw it on top of my gal. And my homeboy, he literally was running and said, he ran outside and he grabbed us. Start taking our clothes. She's like, what are you doing? He said, shut up, bitch. He's checking us. Because our adrenaline was so high. This was when I was younger. Adrenaline was so high, you don't know if you got stabbed or not. He was checking us. There were people, when they were getting outside of the venue, were falling down on the ground and laying down. Because they started bleeding. Once you start calming down, the adrenaline gleam, and Duke will tell you that once you start coming down, the blood flow reverts itself and starts going towards the opening. The blood is losing it there, so it's going to naturally send it there. This ain't no anime. This is real life. So one girl was like, "Oh my gosh," she fell down. Boom. Brother got stabbed in the back. Laid on the goddamn Mazda. In less than 2 minutes, that guy had got 9 people. It was scary as shit. I know. Because when I looked at thought it was good. But when it got home, I looked at my jacket. When I looked at my jacket, guess what I saw on there? Guess what my gal saw on there at the time? It was a slice mark. If I hadn't put my jacket on her, she would have got stabbed in her back. The motherfucker was hitting everybody. All I know, she started crying. I can tell you right now, to this day, that girl, that woman, she will never go to any house party or event. And if it is, literally, it ain't that many people in there. And she has to know where to exit at. And I can tell you right now, she got her CWP and she keeps a knife on her. Me and her are good friends. And she will tell you right now, to this day, she was like, I'm not sure if she still has my jacket. But I know she kept it as, I know it's definitely a reminder. She'll tell you, she was like, no, like I would have been dead. Like that thing sliced up the back of my jacket, where it's a good thing I put it on top of her. Because that guy, he was in there and he was drunk and angry and high. And he was stabbing motherfuckers. And just hitting people while we were running out. And people who were trying to stop him, I think he killed two brothers. He killed two brothers. They died on the way to the hospital. Because where we were at, we weren't close to where there was any hospitals or police. So by the time they got out there, two guys died. That's when I was much younger. You know, and I ain't trying to dox myself or anybody, but I'm trying to tell y'all, man, shit be real. No jail out. The what happened to G Unit crew, Black Child from Murder Inc. was stabbing at G Unit when Ja and 50B. Yep. I better understand, man. Understand. A gun, it's one thing. You know, let's if it's a short barrel shotgun, double barrel, buckshot, okay, yeah, I could probably say you'll get a lot done with that. I've done seen that baby put to work. I've done seen that boy. Wow. Breathe dragon fire. It's a scary thing, boy. Ain't nothing more scary than goddamn that type of shotgun. So, I'm gonna see y'all. Talk too long. Man, I'm gonna need me some water. Take me a pill. Sly got me fucked up, man. Nick, please punch him for me. Punch him for me. Shout out to Big Duke. Big Duke goes over a lot of this stuff on his channel. Shout out to my homie Big Duke. He's a great. Big Duke will tell you. Big Duke, he's dealt with that. I'm telling you right now, guns are the great equalizer. Knives are still the fear. Before you get in close to anybody now, when you get close to anybody, they know one thing. They'll fear that blade. Fear that guy with the blade. That's why whenever they see a knife, they go get a team. They go get a team to deal with a knife. They don't be, oh, that's just one guy. I'll handle it by myself. No, you go get a team when you see somebody with a knife. You go get a team. And you let that motherfucker know. I don't care damn what race he is. Purple, green, black, white, Asian, yellow, purple, whatever the hell he is, you let them know, listen, I don't give a damn who you are. You put that in that knife, you're going to meet your maker. I don't care. I don't care your sex, gender, or race, or occupancy, whatever you are. Know that you got a knife in your hand. I got to get rid of you. This is BMT. Just giving y'all a quick little short on how I feel about that. It's just my reaction to seeing a knife. Not saying, don't get me wrong, y'all. Put a knife on me. You will see a different side of me. You will see a side of me, and I will deal with you. And I promise you, it ain't gonna be no. You might not get to that court. That's one guy. I told one guy, hey, I'd rather you walk up on me with a gun than a knife. Gun? Okay. Knife? I gotta get rid of you. Because you coming to me with a mind of passion to do something. That's why I don't even let people draw knives out. That's why I see when I see knives, and I know a lot of people come get off of work. I usually tell them, get rid of that knife. When guys, it's just a get rid of that knife, and literally, when I was saying that to him, one of my partners had already drawn his gun out. I was holding it like this, and he's gonna do it like this. Tell y'all, I can ask anybody who deals with firearms and guns, and they'll tell you right now which one is more terrifying to deal with in any type of event. They're going to tell you that knife. Who brings a gun to an? Who brings a knife to a gunfight? Listen, that motherfucker brings a knife to a gunfight. They know some shit, and I know some people can throw some knives with a flick. Like they don't have to. No, some of the best throwers. They get them nice balanced knives. They can, and I've watched them countless times. We used to take knives and have a game where we'll have a circle. You'd have to take the knife and throw it into that circle. In the circle, we would put 20s in the circle. If you could throw your knife through those 20s in there, that was the thing. You take the pot. Oh yeah, there's a knife that can shoot a blade. It's a mechanism. There's a knife J-Lock. Yep, you're right about that. There are knives that can shoot blades out. They have a spring-loaded knife. They have a spring-loaded blade, and they have knives like that. You ain't stopping those. All right, guys. I'll see y'all. Peace.